Okay, today I wanted to take a look at Joe Kovacs' Diamond League throw on the shot put of 23.23 meters, third, the third farthest throw in history here. So we're going to take a look at it from two views. Here's from the front view on the left slide, and the almost the front view from the on the right side here. So starting out on the left side view here, you can see his feet are lined up straddling the center line. You can see the center line right here, the separation in the cement. That's going to be important later on because you're going to see he's going to land right on there. So let's take a look through. First I'll show the throat. Okay. So from here he's standing, both legs are extended. Then he's going to put his weight over the left foot here, the left leg. He's extending that. Okay. Now he's going to drop down. And here's he in a like a sumo position. He's got a pretty wide set here with his feet past his hips. Everything's right down the middle here to the center line. Then he's going to rotate over to his right, and then you can see how he comes out of that squat position and extends both legs, and he fully turns his left foot toward 3 o'clock, left arm toward 3, his face is toward, head is turned toward 3. And I think it's important that you fully extend this right leg. I see a lot of people that don't do that, and you'll see why as he comes and turns into the out of the windup into the throw. You'll see him drop down. See right here, both knees are now bent. So he's getting some energy stored in those legs by doing that. Okay. Another thing I like right here, a lot of people, I see this elbow. The right elbow here is out in front. You see how he's got it aligned with his body? It's in line with his shoulder. Okay. And here he's got his knee aligned with his thigh, maybe even a little bit back, so he can kick that leg and whip it forward and around. Okay. You can see at the left foot here, he stops it the direction of the right sector line. He's dropped down, got the left knee down. See how he comes around with the right toe? Okay, right here. You see how it, at that point, from this picture to this picture, you see how the toe goes upward? So he's leading with the inside of the foot, with the toe up. At this point, right here, his leg is fully extended. So he's got the maximum distance between that right foot and that left arm at this point. Let's take a look over here on the right video at that point. Yeah, he's straightened the leg right out, right here. So he's got a long left arm, straight, shoulders are level. Left arm's level with the shoulders. And he's got a maximum distance between that left hand and that right foot there. So he's fully stretched out. So let's go back to the left video here. Okay, so this is where he's going to start wrapping this left arm back. He's taking it all the way out to 3 o'clock. He hasn't stopped it short at 6 or anywhere early. Oh, another thing I want to bring up is right here, his left arm is even with his left knee, but then by the time the left arm hits 6 o'clock, his left knee hasn't yet. So his upper body is accelerating faster than his left knee. Probably because he wants to keep this foot here in this position. The theory is that keeping it here, it's going to drive you down the center, which he does very well, rather than over-rotating to the left. Okay, so right here, he's going to start wrapping that left arm back. Right here is the last frame where the left toe is still on the ground. You can see how his foot rotated from here down the right sector line. Just before he gets off, he turns it right there. So now it's driving down the throwing direction. So now the foot's off the ground. He's in the air. He's got quite a bit of height. You can see how he came off of the ground with this left knee is bent and low. The left shin is horizontal. Let's take a look on the right video here in that same moment when his left foot comes off the ground. Right there. You can see how his knee is down. See how his heel is up. So this right or the left foot here is vertical. That's going to drive that knee down and drive him across so he's not too rotational. You see his foot is already starting to turn, the right foot. You can see it on the left side here too. It's entering, and it's he doesn't land. He's not passive about it. He doesn't just land with his foot, his toes facing 3 o'clock. He continues to rotate it. As you can see when he lands right here, he's almost all the way back to 12. It looks like he's about 11 o'clock. I'm sorry, about 1 o'clock with the where he's facing with that foot. So be aggressive with that turn. You see it. He reaches down a little bit. You can see how he's got the bend in his knee here, from his shin to his thigh. He's got a nice bend here. But then as he reaches down, it's hard to tell from this angle. Let's take a look at the on the right when the foot touches down. Right there, right there. He's got a bend. I can't tell if he's. It looked like he extended it down. Maybe he lost a little bit of the bend. I can't really tell for sure. I don't have a view straight from the side. All right, let's go back to the video on the left here. You can see how his left arm. He starts to pull it and wrap it back. He's trying to keep his upper body back toward the 3 o'clock direction. The time that's critical, I think, is when this foot faces 12, but the hips have to face 12 also, right to the camera, which looks like it's right about here. Well, the knee's not quite there. Let me go one more frame. Right here, the knee is facing the camera, the foot's facing the camera, so the hips are also at 12. So you can see how much separation he has here between his shoulders and his hips with that wrap. See the foot is back here at 6. He's got a high elbow here on the right. Let's put the video on the right in the same position. Let's rotate him right about here, so you can see the wrap a little bit better. Separation of his shoulders trying to face 3 o'clock. So they're facing maybe 2 o'clock. So he's got some good separation there. And it looks like he sinks down a little bit. But once he lands here, I think he sinks into the turn. One way to tell is maybe look on this video on the right. I got a horizontal line here on this bottom of this van window here, this truck window. You can see the distance from his head to that the bottom of the window. Let's see if he drops down any. Nope, doesn't look like it. Looks like he keeps it. This distance right here looks like about the same. So when he lands, he's right here. I can't see his head. Head's right here. Yeah, I can't really see if he sinks down any. It looks like he does, because it looks like he's got more of a bend here. You can see in his knee. Another thing to notice is once he wraps that left arm, he never shortens it. Actually, through the whole throw, he never shortens it. It's long, coming around. Being long, it slows down the rotation of the upper body, so the lower body can move ahead. You can see it comes all the way around, and it stays long right into his block. Okay, looking at the video at the right again, watch his left leg as it comes down. You'll see how he rotates his foot and his left knee and hip and thigh outward, right there. So everything's facing more toward the throwing direction. This is his saddle or cowboy position here. Got both knees facing out from each other. His body is leaning over. Let me put the left video in the same position. As soon as the left toe's right there. Okay, see both knees are bent. See his left knee is facing outward. One more frame. You see how his toe is not, his heel's not jammed up against the board. He's got his knee and his foot and everything facing out more toward the throwing direction. One thing interesting with Joe Kovacs here is this angle that he has from his head to his left foot. He's not totally vertical like a Valerie Ullman coming in. So maybe because of the heavier shot. But just think that's interesting. Another thing is when he comes out of the back, he's a lot more vertical than I see some other throwers. Right here, he doesn't have his chest like over his thigh. Very vertical right here. You can see his torso. And then when he lands, he's got his chest is a little bit of an angle this way, a little bit over the thigh. Right here, you can see it. And then he'll land, and then as he comes out of it, keeps his upper body angled to the right here. As he comes in, you can really see it here. How he leans to the right there. By the time he releases, yeah, his head is not quite right between his feet. It's more over the right foot here. That's just something interesting. I don't know if that helped him with this, this PR throw or not. I don't know if he always throws like that. Another thing I want to notice, take a look at here, right where his foot lands. See the split in the concrete again? Right there in the very center? His foot is right on it. And he rotates right on it. Okay. He never gets his left heel down. He just stays on the toe. And then as he turns into the throw, a lot of times at about this point here, like Ryan Krause, you would see the right knee, rotated more around the left side block here, and this right heel would be outward, kicked out, so that the right hip and everything was rotated more around the left side. So he's still got the shot in his hand. He's pushing, his elbow is pushing right through the shot. And shot's still in his hand, and now it's gone. So between these two frames, you can see his right hip is ahead of the left hip here. And then this last push, you can see how he rotates. His heel comes out, and his right knee turns inward. So between these two frames right here, you can see as that final push. Another thing to note is his right toes are on the ground here. He gets that heel up high, vertical. Okay, that brings the knee down. So he's not jumping up in the air. He's trying to drive forward. And right here, between these two frames right here, you can see his toe slide. So he's no longer on the ground. He's not pushing with that right. So the knee's still bent. He's not driving upward. He's driving straight ahead. He's not getting any lift from this right side anymore. What he's trying to do is get that right hip around. Because it's with the foot not in contact with the ground, he's not getting any push or anything from there. So what he wants to do is get that hip around the left side block. You can see when he lands, his foot is almost straight in the middle of the toe board. Here's our the split here again. So he lands right about the center. Okay. Let's take a look at the finish over here on the right side video now. This is the same throw. That was the second throw, I believe, of his the competition. Yeah, you can see his right heel come up, vertical, drives that right knee down. He's pushing his elbow right through that shot. Not a lot of height. He's driving everything straight. You can see how you'll see the right hip just right about here. Okay, this final push right here. You see the hip is ahead. Right leg's bent, and he continues to rotate that right side around the left side. Another thing, take a look at in the left video here again. Just watch how he drives that elbow right through the shot, straight, right there, and it just straight as an arrow. It's not going left or right, straight down. All right, so let's take to look at another throw he had later on, which was, I don't want to say only, but it was a 22-meter throw, and it's one that he intentionally fouled at the end. So I was trying to see what he might have done that made this not as a far a throw as the other one was. The only thing I really saw was his foot. You can see it didn't land in the center. It landed to the left side, which kind of threw everything off to the left, I think, a little bit. You can see here doesn't have that lean to the right like he did before. He's a lot more vertical. Yeah, I see how his head now is between his feet, which is what I would prefer to see, but his 23.23 meter throw, his body was angled more to the right, like you saw, so his head was more over the right foot. So you'll see when his right foot lands, it's way over to the left. See that? Compared to where the center line is here. So I think, I'm not sure what caused that, but we didn't get a good shot here of what happened. Maybe his knee over-rotated there a little bit when it dropped down. It's hard to tell, really. I don't really see anything that might have caused that. Just maybe a timing issue. Just brought it down a little late. I'm not saying that's the reason, but it's just the only thing I really saw that was different from his winning throw was the landing of his right foot off to the left a little bit. You can see everything. His right hip's ahead here. Knee and foot are still straight, but as he releases it, he turns. Heel kicks out. Right knee goes to the left, into the throw. Okay, I just wanted to go over his championship throw, see if there's anything that maybe was unique about it. And you can see it just was a very good throw. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.